Hey guys, welcome back to another Flesh and Blood video. So today is what I'm calling Viserai League. I played 6 games of Viserai just to try and kind of familiarize myself with the deck and kind of see its power level. I really like the deck. It has a lot of very high power turns. It's just a very powerful deck, and it has a lot of things that are really solid about it that I really like. It does have a little bit of variance compared to like other heroes, and so it's a little tough to play through sometimes. And you do have to be patient with that and try to work through it. But I really enjoyed it, kind of seeing how the other half lives was pretty fun and kind of getting a taste of what that's like. So thanks for stopping by, and I hope you enjoy the video, guys. Alright, so today is I'm calling it the day of Viserai because I wasn't really sure what else to call it. I played a couple games with Viserai last night, and honestly, Viserai just felt like OP. Like, Viserai just felt like insane. So I'm honestly just kind of like, I'm just gonna spend today playing Viserai. I know I talked about playing Fi today, but I know the Fi deck and the ins and outs of it. So I'm kind of interested to just play Viserai today and just kind of see how it all plays out and what's the I don't know, like what it feels like. It feels like the power level of Viserai is very high. I had I played 5 games last night. I went 4-1, and in 3 of my games, my total value per hand was above 16 every time. So, like that was really good, and it's very high considering what I'm used to playing. Heck yeah, I have no idea what this game is. This game is called Flesh and Blood. It's like I don't know. It's very weird. It's not really like Magic, but it plays similar to Magic in the aspect that you start at 40, first person to 0 loses. You can't see your handsome face because the shades are open? Oh, well, I can shut the shades. That's an easy fix. Okay, thanks for that. I appreciate it. Oh, and thank you for the compliment, baby. I appreciate it. Oh, here we go. Wow, this is tough. I will go first, I guess. I'll bring in Quillhand for AB. Having the extra blue seems really solid. They can just pop Stormstriders to play around Command and Conquer. I mean, this will be an interesting test. I've never played against Kano while playing Viserai. Revel and Runeblood is insane. I see you didn't take my advice at all. I literally just went and shut the shades. I literally just went and shut the shades. Play Mauvrion Skies. And then we'll play Read the Runes. I like keeping the blue in my hand here to be able to pitch to AB, and then I'm going to use Revel. Going to Arsenal, Revel, and Runeblood here. And then this will make 4. It ends my turn. I'm sure my opponent will respond here and start doing things. Know about your deck. No. I'm still going to play Dash at Nationals. I just decided to play... Viserai today because I thought it'd be fun. So Dash is still #1 contender, and that's what I'm going to end up testing with tonight. I wanted to be able to test with Viserai today and see what it feels like. It just deals 1 arcane damage. Yeah, I'm gonna pay 0 here. I'm gonna try and keep some of the blues in my hand. You're playing in Magic Nationals, you animal. No, man, I wish. I wish. I'm playing Flesh and Blood Nationals. Yep, I guess we'll just prevent 2. We're taking quite a bit here, but that's okay. Because we know their turn's done after this. Yeah, I guess we're just going to play Amplify the Arknight, hold the blue, and then hope for a better hand. I'm not really sure how to play around Kano with Viserai. I don't mind telling you I told you so. Yeah. I know you don't. Trust me, I know you don't. Yeah, we're just going to pass here. I mean, now this is a solid hand. What does Sonic Boom say? It's gonna deal 4. Yeah, I'll just take 4. I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to. We'll go ahead and pay 2 to prevent 2. I mean, we're going to have a pretty decent turn next turn, so... If they have combo rolled up, they have combo rolled up. That is the only downfall of our play here. We'll play red Mauvrion Skies, which means this has to get blocked. And we'll have 1 floating, which allows us to play Revel and come in with Thorn. I feel very comfortable playing against Kano into Dash, but I've never played against it with Viserai. I was really hoping I wouldn't have to play against Kano today, honestly. That, and I'm also curious to know how Viserai does into Icelander. Okay. Alright, well, we're going to come in for a ton here. 9 rune chance, 2 arcane, and 2 physical. So, I mean, 13 points here. Of course, our opponent might just be, like, setting up to kill us here. They might just have, like, combo when they go into their next turn or something. Or maybe they're going to try and kill us now. Well, they gave us 2 blues. I mean, snapback doesn't really scare me. I imagine, well, honestly, I'm not sure what they're going to pick here. What does Lesson in Lava say? Put it on top of your deck. So it's basically just on top. I'm going to pay 0 into this. I want to be able to keep my blue so that we can play... Alright, so we hit 3 attacks. Or I guess we hit 2 attacks in Arknight Shard. I mean, this gets to come in for... We could destroy this and try to go for lethal. And they might just try and kill us here. Like, I don't think it's crazy that they get to... Yeah, this is tough. I don't know. This might be the wrong game to play. We might be dead right here by going for Shrill of Skullform for 7 here. No, it doesn't have go again, so that is tough. They're gonna pop Stormstriders. Wonder what the card in their hand is. And then he's going to activate Kano. Activate Ragamuffin's Hat. Man, my opponent's doing a lot of stuff here. This guy seems like he's played Kano a time or two. Let's see. First, we're playing against Kano. They're going to draw 2 cards, I assume. Yep, I can't stop this. And then they're going to deal 5 to us. With Blazing Aether here. Oh, 6. So that does have Arcane Barrier, so they can pitch to AB. This is the worst hand in the world. I mean, if they have virtually anything, we're dead here. This is so bad for us. This is so bad for us. Oh, gosh. A Blazing... Oh, boy. Yep, they're going to play that. Draw 2 cards. Yeah, we're probably going to die here. This is not looking good for the good guys. Not that Viserai is probably referred to as the good guys very often, but still. Yeah, quad reds is not good. Are they just going to die to the Arcane? That was a weird game. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of thought our opponent was gonna kill us there. I don't know if their deck like bricked on them or what happened. Yeah, GG opponent. Okay, so game one was against Kano. I do think it's worth noting I've never played against Kano unless I was playing Dash, and Dash has a pretty favored matchup into Kano, I would say. Just being able to always keep blues in your hand, but. Viserai was interesting because, you know, there were a couple, like, I think there was a couple times I took some chances on what I attacked with, what I did, how I kept things in my hand, and, like, I just ended up getting there. It was a very interesting game, and so not having the knowledge of how to play against Kano and what cards I'm looking out for really helped a lot. But it was overall a little tricky just, you know, with certain spots and how much you could push and things like that. So it was a good game, though. Good start off to the league. Oh boy, we just talked about having to play against this. I honestly wonder if Tunic is just going to be better against Icelander. Hi, and good luck, opponent. Also, we definitely want the Arknight shard here. Command and Conquer is not really great against them. They play everything on our turn until the end of their next turn, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I mean, I think we're okay just bringing in the blue here. Now, we definitely want Crown of Dichotomy. We want Vexing Quillhand. We want Creepers. Tunic or Ironweave? Let's try Tunic and see what happens. I think this is... Player 1 will go first. Oh. Let's see. We are 1-0. This hand is very, very good. The question is, I want to keep my attack in my Mauvrion Skies. Put the blue on the bottom first. Alright, so this is the problem with Viserai and Icelander. We are going second. Is that Icelander just basically gets a chance to, like, I don't care about freezing an ally or my arsenal. I have no arsenal. So we have none left floating. Now, this makes 2 Rune Chants, and it has Go again because of the Mauvrion Skies. And if I choose to let it through, we do get 3 Rune Chants, but I highly doubt that's going to happen. I imagine our opponent will be a little bit more weary of their blocking than that. Okay. First time, prevents arcane damage if it has less than 4. Oh, so they just get to stack up what they're trying to do this way. That's pretty cool. I think, well, I don't know. I think we're probably better to try and push damage here. Of course, it might have been better to put a Mauvrion Skies into our arsenal, and might have been better to just like arsenal Mauvrion Skies and just try to set up for next turn go again. I mean, they could pitch a blue to prevent all 3 of the Rune Chants. And then they prevented all this damage here with the Oasis Respite, so we'll pass. We'll prevent 1, take 2. Put yellow Mauvrion on the bottom. Huh. Alright, well, having a blue and a yellow in our hand makes us a little, to where it gives us a little bit of value to be able to play through some Frostbites. Play Gloomveil, we'll make 2, so this is coming in for 4, go again. Oh, and that works on that because I think it works on that anyway. Yep, that's what I thought. Alright, well, we'll end our turn Arsenal Yellow Shrill. We'll pitch this. Arsenal this and pass to them. Man, this is not great. Yep. Well. I mean, I guess our hand's not terrible. We do get to make a rune chant because of the lead the charge, and we do get our action point back here. I mean, so it's basically serving as a gets go again. Which is kind of nice, honestly. Okay. That's fine. So they didn't take any of the rune chants, which means meet and greet does not have go again. So I think I'd rather just come in for 2, 2, and 1. And then I get to arsenal this and pass to my opponent. This hand is not great. Yep, we'll definitely pay 1 to avoid discarding. We'll discard our. We'll pitch stack the Rune Flash. We put some blues in the bottom, so not that it matters. We are about to just like shuffle our deck here, basically. I mean, there's no basically. We are about to shuffle our deck. Okay. So I want the blue Vexing Malice here. And they take 0. They actually gain a life because of the heart. Play Mauvrion Skies. Play Spellblade Assault with Go Again. So it's coming in for 4. On hit, it makes 2 rune chance, and it makes 2 rune chance just for being played. So we're setting up a pretty decent turn here. I think if you made the chat box on the left smaller, not as tall, it would be good. How does that look? Does that look better? Imagine they have a sink below here. Yeah, I was like, it feels like a sink below or a fate foreseen or something. And I'm pretty sure hypothermia stops this as well. Yep, we'll pay 1 to prevent that. We could have used Tunic there, like before they gave us a Frostbite to try and play around that, but I don't think it was worth it. Yeah, I'll discard Shrill here because we're not short on attacks. And we've already played Swarming Gloomveil once, right? Yep. We'll play Rattle Bones here. We'll be able to target the Swarming Gloomveil. If they take any of these rune chants here, we are able to just come in with the meet and greet here with Go Again. Del 0, Del 0. Yeah, they've been very good about preventing arcane damage so far. And this does have Go Again because of Viserai's ability. Rune Chant dealt 1 arcane damage. Meet and Greet comes in for 4 with Go Again. On hit, make a Rune Chant. So we were patient with the Rune Chant. Yep, it's better. Oh, okay, cool. Thanks, I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream, Ticket. Ticket, did I read that right? Yeah, Ticket? Yeah, I think I'm reading that right. So being patient with the meet and greet worked out very well for us here. Now we get to come in for 2/2 and 2. Now they might be able to like do some nonsense here. I'm not sure. They're keeping their hand makes me feel like they probably have a Command and Conquer or something like that. Like we're in a race face. I don't know what they would have held on to so aggressively. They wanted to play Insidious Chill. Because they already had an Amulet device, so if they have Insidious Chill, they can really just try and tear our hand apart. So I'm actually gonna pay 2 into this Sonata and see what we can hit here. Yep, weird spelling, but you got it? Cool. As long as we got that, that's all that matters, man. So, playing Lead the Charge will give me my action point back from Spellblade Assault. And I'll still have 2 floating here. Sonata Arcanix deals 1 arcane damage. We took Spellblade Assault. Yeah, so we're coming in. We're coming in for 4 here. There's no on-hit effect. And then we're going to come in for 2/2 and 3. It took a minute, but we're slowly starting to pull away from our Icelander opponent here. It did take a second, though. We And they could still turn the game around, but we have slowly started to pull ahead here. We just had to be pretty patient and wait for a big turn. One of my buddies is always talking about, he says, if you're going to play... guess we'll discard Gorgtome because we can play, and then I'm going to take 5. I guess we can play Sonata, and if they do something to really try and get in our way, we can like Arsenal Mordred Tide here. Plus it works out because we'll have Tunic up next turn too. So seems like we're starting to come around to a better turn here. To some better draws. Choose up to 1 card. Honestly, none of this is very good. I guess we'll take the blue, deal an Arcane. And it did deal 1 Arcane. They did let it hit. Let's see. Honestly, I think this is... We haven't played an attack action. I think this is... I'm going to come in with Rosetta Thorn here, just for 2 physical. And then I still have my 2 AB up this way, and I can Arsenal Mordred Tide. Mordred Tide is a very good card. Let's see. So I can play Mordred Tide into pitch yellow Mauvrion Skies, play Shrill of Skullform, come in for 7, make 2 rune chants on the back end. And then barring that they don't actually give me a frostbite, I'm able to use Tunic to come in with Thorn. Well, actually, no, it won't have Go again, so it won't matter. But this is also barring that I pitch Spellblade Assault and Mordred Tide here. Because I'd always rather keep cards in my deck and have a lackluster turn. I'm just going to take 5 here. I am going to pay the 2 to avoid discarding. And then I'll have to take the 2 off of the Waning Moon. Which is fine. Like, it's not great, but it's fine. I mean, I guess I could keep the Mordred Tide there. What did one of your buddies say? Oh, did I not finish that thought? Alexander's always talking about playing through variants and how with decks like this, you have to be patient and play it out. Now, thankfully, Icelander gives us a lot of time to be able to play through variants. Thank you for catching that. That was one of my half thoughts that never finished coming out of my mouth. Tunic does allow me to play around a Frostbite, but if they Insidious chill me, then I'm kind of done for here. So I could just play Shrill, attack for 4, and leave the Mordred Tide there and try to have a bigger turn. I'm going to go for it and hope we don't get blown out. Yeah, they're debating whether they should respond to the Mordred Tide here or not. I mean, if we wanted to get super aggressive, we could pop Quill Hand here and make 3 rune chants. That feels so aggressive, though. Pop Stormstriders. Okay, that's fine. The next thing still goes on the stack, so I can still respond. Yeah, see, this is what I was worried about. Yeah, I'm going to pay 2. Yeah, they kind of got us here. We'll just go ahead and pay 1, and then... No, I won't pay to discard. Yeah, no, they're going to have a pretty solid turn here. And then, honestly, we're just kind of stuck. Like, we can use Tunic to come in with Thorn here, like, which is not great, but I think it's better than doing nothing and just giving them a completely free turn. We'll go red-yellow here. Yeah, we'll pay 1 to avoid discarding. I'll put the Rune Flash back in my deck. Play red Mauvrion Skies. This way, even if they give us a Frostbite here, we're still able to play around the Frostbite with the Spellblade Assault. Yeah, no, we have nothing left to do after this, but we do get to set up and make some Rune Chants here and come in for 4, and they do have to block it, because if they let the 4 hit, then we are in a situation where they give us, they do give us 3 Rune Chants. We'll just pass here. Okay. So we could... There's 2 Gloomveils over there. We could become the Arknight, pitching Runeblood Incantation to go get Swarming Gloomveil. Gonna be honest, I think I kind of just like leading on Rune Flash here. Yeah, we're just gonna lead on Rune Flash because it has Natty Go again. So we're going to come in with Rune Flash and 3 Rune Chants. So they pitch a blue to prevent the 3 Arcane, which is good. I mean, they are firing up their... remove 2 energy counters. Alright, so they can still do it. Yeah, that's fine. I'll pay 2, pitching Become here. Yeah, I mean, you're shutting down my turn here, but that's fine. Like, because you're basically just committing to say you can't block here. I mean, yeah, that's fine. Like, I'll pay 1 here, and I'll Arsenal Runeblood Incantation. Actually, no, I won't. I'll just pitch to it. I'll basically take like 1 damage that turn, and then you're either not having an Arsenal here, and you're either not going to have an Arsenal, or you're going to take 4 here. Or, I mean, I guess you could take 2 and block with Coronet Peak, but I also call that a win because I'm not worried about blocking with that either. I'm not worried about like them activating that every turn. We're going to go blue, red, blue. So, blue Mauvrion Skies, Shrill. We have Sift, which means if you count Tunic, we have 2 left, and then we have Revel, which means we could just pop Quill Hand and just try to kill him this turn. I honestly don't hate that. We'll start with Mauvrion and see what they do. Like, I hate playing my blues. Okay. We're going to go ahead and activate Tunic. Channel Lake Frigid is obnoxious. Now we get to come in for 6 on hit, make 2 or make a rune chant. Now they're not gonna let this hit. They do have to have a card though. Just like a defense reaction or something. Oasis Respite. So they go to 8. They take 2. I make a rune chant. I'm just going to pass and see what they do here. I'm going to try to arsenal my Revel in Runeblood. I'm going second. I definitely should have taken out the Read the Runes. That was a mistake on my part. And then I'll take the 2. So Channel Lake Frigid is making this turn very awkward. Because I have to pay 1. Is my turn just simply Shrill for... Am I popping this? Like, is that my... So we go up to 4 here, and then I get to come in for 6 and 4 Arcane. And I still have my Revel and Arsenal. This is a weird turn. This is one of those weird ones that I'm not really sure where we should be at here. I think this allows us to put on the most pressure here because they're either... They have 4 rune chants, so they're forced to take 1 at least or pitch all of their cards. And if they want to... I mean, if they want to keep a card left here, they're forced to send 2 cards at the Shrill and then pitch a card and then keep 1 to Arsenal. And then we are only down to AB1, so we are in a pretty tough spot. But if their turn is awkward enough and allows us to have Revel next turn, then we basically just win on the spot, I feel like. Like, I've never played a game of Viserai where my opponent was at 6 and I cast Revel and didn't win. They took all 3. They took all 4 rune chants there. Man, that is interesting. Yep. I mean, can block 5. Guess I'm just gonna take it. They're guaranteeing that they're not going to die this turn, basically. Okay. Lead the charge. Shrill for 7, gain an action point, make a rune chant. Lead the charge is so good in this deck. Like, blue lead the charge has so much value in this deck. Like blue, we played lead the charge in like I can't remember what I'm thinking of right now. Chain for a while, and it was really good in that deck too. Play Revel and Runeblood, go up to 6, and then I think I'm just gonna... Yeah, they only have AB1, so they're dead. was a tight game. We had a couple of turns in the middle of the game where our opponent didn't really do much. Let's see. I ended the game at 5. So game 2, we turned into another wizard. It was an interesting game. There was a lot of back and forth, and honestly, there at the very beginning, I really felt like I was really far behind. And then there was a turn in the middle of the game where our opponent just let me have like a 15 to 18 point turn. It is possible our opponent just didn't have anything to do. That does happen in those kind of decks from time to time, but we had a big turn that really put us far ahead, which then gave us all the breathing room that I needed to be able to play this patient game and wait it out and then chip away points as I could and as the things came through. So that one big turn is really the big difference in why we ended up winning the game there. Ooh, the mirror. This will be fun. So I think I want Crown of Providence and Vexing Quillhand. Or do I want Grasp? I don't know. Like, if they're playing, like, Consuming Volition and things like that. I just realized there's only 72 cards in my deck. That's what happened. I thought something was wrong. So let's see. We want the Sink Belows, the Command and Conquers. I do not like Vexing Malice in this matchup. Player 2 will go first. They're going first, so we're going to take out the Read the Runes, and we'll cut a Runeblood Incantation. Yeah, let's try it like this. So one of the questions was, do I like blocking more or do I like pitching for AB more? And it's kind of weird. I've played two mirrors so far, and I've not had AB in at all, and it's ended up winning me games because I was able to block. So I'm not going to say it's correct, but I am going to try it and see what happens. And I'm going second. Having Command and Conquer on going second is pretty cool. My Dark Magician deck is oppressive AF. What happened? Last night you were saying it was okay. Now it's oppressive? What changed between now and then? See, our opponent's on Crown Quillhand. And they're on Tunic. Is Tunic better in the mirror? Interesting. That's not something I've seen yet. I made some changes to it. Swapped 6 just cards. And ever since you swap those cards, it's just oppressive. Let's see here. I kind of like to play Mauvrion Skies Shrill into Rosetta Thorn. Arsenal Command and Conquer. Like, it gives us a good arsenal later in the game. And if this hits, we make 2 rune chants. Which is probably okay because we'll probably get Crown in 2 cards here if I had to guess out of their hand. Or they're just going to commit to giving us all the rune chants. And this could also be a turn where I pop Ironweave and come in with Command and Conquer, but I think it's way too early to be doing something like that. Personally, so... Oh, they must have a Sink Below. Nice. Nice. Good play from our opponent to start the game. They're going to take minimal damage here and still have 3 cards in their hand. It's pretty solid. The Sink Below was really good for our opponent there. I was really hoping that we would get an equipment piece. Getting equipment this early in the game, like on like a turn 1, would have been really good. They pitched Mauvrion Skies to play Runic Reclamation. All right, so let's think about our hand for a second. We can play Mordred Tide. Play Mordred Tide. Pitch Lead the Charge to activate Grasp of the Arknight. Play Mauvrion Skies. Or no, we can pitch Mauvrion Skies to come in Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe we're just... Maybe it's block 3. I mean, I guess our turn could be lead to charge, pitch Revel, pitch Gloomveil, command and conquer, and then 2 and 2. But then we're pitch stacking in a very poor fashion. So I think our play is going to be block with Mordred, block with Mauvrion Skies, command and conquer on our turn, and then Arsenal Revel. Because our opponent's going to Arsenal, and that means they don't want to block. Which means I like the concept of coming in with Command and Conquer here. Because that we'll probably get a couple of cards out of their hand here regardless. They'll probably just throw 2 3s at Command and Conquer. It's oppressive AF. Well, if that's the case, I really don't want to play against it. Like, I feel like that... I mean, I guess the matchups we play are like kind of close, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like already oppressive in my opinion. Oh my gosh, they're going to give us Spellbound Creepers on our second turn of the game to be able to keep 4 cards. Wow. I have to say I did not see that coming. I mean, if they really didn't care that much, they did not put a card on the bottom. If they really didn't care that much about their card, they could have just blocked with Crown and then... Oh, it was a Mordred Tide, so they definitely wanted to keep it. Yeah, they could have just crowned and let it go away. So they just wanted to use it to make a bunch of rune chants. Alright, so we're blocking quite a bit this turn, which means... we can block... This hand is not great. I'm trying to think of what we can do here. So... we can play Mordred Tide, attack with Shrill for 5, activate Creepers, Revel, Ironweave, Thorn. But they did play a red Mauvrion Skies, so we're basically going to say we're going to 27, and we're going to add, and then they have 5 points, which means we're going to be at 22. Which means we're going to go to 22 to have a... It's going to be... I'm not even counting. This turn is massive. This turn is insane. Like, not normally a huge fan of this. I'm sorry. We're actually going to less than that. We're actually going to go to like... So let's see. We're going to take 10. Go to 17. I guess I should have blocked with the Ironweave because I was I'm gonna use it anyway this turn, so that was just that was a mistake on my part. Alright, Viserai makes 2 rune chants, which means our Shrill comes in for 5 here. A little bit of a misplay on the blocking by my part, thinking through my turn here. Double Revel on a Mordred turn is insane. It's 16 rune chants. My god, we're basically playing OTK Viserai right here. Oh my gosh. Our opponent was at 33 when the turn started. They're now at 10. Activate Tunic. They play red Mauvrion Skies. This seems like a pretty good block with... This thing does have go again. Block Crown. And then let's put... Command and Conquer on the bottom. Find a meet and greet. Then they Arsenal. So, I mean, we could have taken the chance that we actually got some value out of... So we can... So our turn could be play Mauvrion Skies, play meet and greet. So 4 go again, make a rune chant, and then this costs 2, so we just get to come in with that afterwards. I mean, that's a pretty decent turn. It's nothing to write home about, but our opponent is at 10. And this gets go again, and it's an on-hit effect. So I kind of like playing this card right here. We're up 7 points, and we're having a pretty solid turn here. Like, again, nothing crazy, but a good turn nonetheless. Our turn would have been basically the same if we had bottomed the Amplify the Arknight and kept the Command and Conquer, except we are threatening their arsenal after this. Gonna be honest, I don't really know the Viserai deck well enough to know if I should have kept Command and Conquer or put Amplify the Arknight on the bottom. I don't play a ton of Viserai. I do know that they just blocked with 2 cards right there, and then me coming in with Command and Conquer would have been insane. They're just going to block 6 and basically say they're not going to have a turn. I mean, it makes sense. This turn's weird. I could pay 3 to make a rune chant. I mean... Okay, so I could... How can I use creepers and make this work? We can... pitch Mauvrion Skies to attack with Shrill, which is just for 4. Activate creepers, play Mordred Tide, and then you pitch this to come in with Thorn. There might have been a different line there. I'm honestly not sure. If there is, I'd love to know, but... Two arcane and 2 physical, so we're going to get your Tunic if nothing else. Like, if they give us Tunic, then it tells us that they're going to have a pretty... I mean, they have 5 cards, and our opponent's going to 1 here. So we need to figure out how to basically have a good hand with, like, 2 cards here. And it doesn't really look like it's possible so far. We're probably... I mean, they could just kill us off arcane damage alone, like with a Mordred Tide. Become the Arknight... discarding Gloomveil, which means they're going to get Revel here. Yeah. And then they're going to play Rattle Bones, and then they're going to get the Swarming Gloomveil. Now, we do have the Sink Below to try and give us a turn. We can Sink Below the Mauvrion Skies and hope that we get a turn here, because this is the kind of hand that will ruin a game. Okay, wow. Thank you, Sink Below. Oh, did I just lose? Did the Arcane kill me? Oh, man. Wow. Oh, the Revel. That was a close game. Yeetage is correct. That was... My dude went ham there at the end of the game. Let's see. My opponent was at 1. Okay, so game 3, we draw the mirror. I was actually really excited to play that matchup and see how that felt. I ended up going with no AB. Was that wrong? More than likely. Like, there is a 90% chance that that was just wrong. But I wanted to try it and see how we could, if Grasp and Crown of Providence would be good enough to keep us with our on-hit effects into and to be able to stay ahead. Now, we had a turn where we were like at, 17, 18, something like that, and we put our opponent down to 1, and then we just actually died to Arcane because of Mordred Revel. So, I mean, like I chose what sword I was going to fall on there, and I just ended up losing. It was a really good game, though, and I feel like it helped me learn a lot about the mirror and how to play into that, because I think playing Vexing Quillhand is the correct play. And taking out Grasp of the Arknight and keeping Crown of Providence is the right way to do that in the mirror. Did I play against Rhinar yesterday? Yeah, I did play against Rhinar playing Viserai yesterday, actually. Ironweave, Crown, and Grasp. And since I am going first, I will be on the Read the Rune plan. I feel like Command and Conquer is a good place to start. And then I feel like we can cut a couple of Vexing Malice here. Try it this way. Just got back from Sam's. Oh, nice, man. I'm playing against Rhinar. All right. Well, we will activate Grasp, play Runeblood Incantation. Viserai will not make one, but it will make one off the Read the Runes. This was a very good setup turn. This was a very good turn 1. And then we get to play our Read the Runes. So the fun thing about playing a one-of Read the Runes is that Become the Arknight, the tutor effect, also gives you an out to... also gives you a really good out to finding it, because it means you have 4 copies of the card in your deck. What are we doing here? So... can play Lead to Charge, play Shrill... and then play Meet and Greet, and then it's probably going to come, the arcane damage is going to come through, but that means I need to take 4 to do all of that, or I can block 3, yeah, I like blocking 3 here, like, even if they have a pummel, it's fine, like, I'm not really worried about it, because we're like, you don't get the pummel effect off of weapons, so it's kind of nice. Yeah, Runeblood Incantation ticks down. We go up to 6. We play Lead to Charge. Play Shrill of Skullform. We're coming in with 5 Rune Chants, I think, 5 or 6 or something like that. We make one on the back end because of Viserai, and then we have 2, 2, and 1 here with Rosetta Thorn, and then we get to Arsenal the Meet and Greet. Which, I mean, like, that feels pretty good. Like, this feels like a really solid start. Now, our Rhinar opponent probably has not barraging beatdown, Blood Rush Bellows here, because they've taken everything we've done so far. Like, they didn't pitch for Arcane. They didn't really do anything. So I imagine that they have a Blood Rush Bellows here. Yep, there it is. This is their turn. This, like, yeah, he's intimidating already. Like, you can be OTK'd by Rhinar and CC. It's not very common, but you can. So we can actually block with the Spellblade Assault if they let us keep it in our hand. Runeblood Incantation makes a rune chant. We play Mauvrion Skies. I don't know. This kind of feels like a pummel here. And I don't want it to discard Revel because Revel is solid damage output, but I think blocking 3 to stay at a higher... Like, if they do pummel us, we're discarding a Revel, and in which case we still have a really solid turn. Yeah, this is fine. Like, I hope they don't, but they might. No pummel there, huh? Wonder what they... They must have not rolled very well at the Scab Skins. They rolled a 2, so they kept their action point. Okay, play Mauvrion Skies. Which means even if they don't take, even if they pitch to stop the arcane damage here, the 1 arcane, Mauvrion Sky still gives it go again, and it gives it double on hit effect. Meet and Greet says when it hits you make a rune chant. Mauvrion Sky says whenever your next Runeblade attack gets go again, and if it hits, make 2 rune chants at yellow, 3 at red, and 1 at blue. And so it would let us make 2 here. This is a pretty good turn. We go up to 2 because of Viserai, and then we go up to 6. And then we get to come in for 6 rune chants, 2 arcane, and 2 physical. Well, so pretty solid turn here. Block with Scabskin Leathers, okay. We're going to pass here. I mean, rolled 4 and gains 2 action points. Okay, so they're probably going to hit us with an attack and club here. We will get 1 more rune chant off of the Runeblood Incantation. Let's see if there's any way to do anything crazy with this turn, with this hand. Blocking with Amplify the Arknight seems like the best play because Red Shrill is just more. Red Mauvrion Skies into Red Shrill into Rosetta Thorn. So we're better off just to block here with the Amplify the Arknight and just and keep playing our game plan here. Well, see, this is interesting. This is tough because if they have a pummel here, we're forced to discard our blue or we're forced to discard our Shrill, and then we don't have a turn. So I think I'm honestly just going to say no blocks on the 6 here and see what they do. Now the Romping Club, I'm happy to throw the Amplify the Arknight at. Because even if they pummel it, it just doesn't matter. Make a rune chant off Incantation. Play Mauvrion Skies. We do not make a rune chant, but we get the on-hit effect and go again. Play Shrill. Viserai makes a rune chant on the back end. We deal 1 arcane damage. And we're coming in for 7 with an on-hit effect. It is worth noting, I don't know what their chess piece does. Okay. So they can throw their 3 equipment pieces on a card here, basically, to stop our... Ooh, or 2 cards? Were they blocked with the wrong card? Because we're still going to get... Maybe they have a sink below? If they had a sink below, I don't think they would have thrown a card from their hand. That was weird. So they gave us... Like, maybe they have a big turn? I guess it's possible that they have a big turn and they needed to throw away their pummel and try and find something else. I don't know. That was weird. Our opponent's debating whether they should block or go to 3. I mean, if they have a Blood Rush Bellows in hand, then they're probably just going to go to 3. But we've already seen one Blood Rush Bellows, and it honestly was pretty underwhelming. Was not very impressed with it. It's also worth noting that we're up 20 points right now, and they've used all of their equipment blocking, and we have used none. So, kind of feels like this... Oh, they disconnected? Oh. Kind of feels like this person hasn't really played against... hasn't really played against Viserai a lot, or they're very unfamiliar with the Rhinar deck. So the fourth match was against Rhinar. Rhinar's not something I've played against a ton, honestly, like in the about the 6-7 months I've been playing Flesh and Blood, but it's starting to see a little bit of resurgence, and I think some of that came from the fact that it won Malaysia Nationals. But people are starting to play a little bit more on Fab Online. I honestly feel like that game was just Viserai just outclassed Rhinar, and there wasn't much they could do, because even the Blood Rush Bellows turn they only had one action. So I don't know. It was pretty. I don't know. It just kind of felt like a Viserai showcase. Like, I know I ended the game at 25, and my opponent quit a little bit early, and I might have ended the game at 18 or 20 or something like that. But that's still nearly a 20-point lead. So I feel like this is really just Viserai just strutting his stuff, honestly. Hey, playing against Dash. This will be fun. Whoa, what's this? UK Nats got delayed. We are deeply saddened by the passing of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Oh, wow. Huh. Yeah, UK Nats is getting delayed. It appears it's getting delayed because of the Queen's passing. That's that's sad, and I hate to hear that, but we definitely want Sink Belows in this matchup. They are typically aggro players, and then we want Command and Conquer. Like, the only way that they can play against us is to play aggro-y. We're gonna cut. Well, we'll leave one Shrill in. I don't want to cut the blues too much. Trying to think. Rune Flash is okay. We are bringing in attacks. Like, we'll cut a Rune Flash, and honestly, we'll cut Amplify and try it this way. We're playing Crown, Ironweave, Grasp. Yeah, I know Erase Face is good, but I don't know. I'm just not blown away by it. Like maybe that's just me. I don't know. I'm not blown away by Erase Face, and what it does to Dash. And I say that as a Dash player. Wow, this hand is really good. We're going to play Mordred Tide. Activate Grasp. Play Mauvrion Skies, and then we're going to Arsenal Revel. So we can... Ooh. They're playing Chamber. They're playing Control-y Dash. Are they going to try and fatigue me? Throttle did Grant go again? Okay. I mean, yeah, I'm going to block 3 because my hand allows me to pretty well, I feel like. I mean, maybe they feel like playing aggro with the pistol is something they like to do. I actually know some people who prefer to play Dash that way. They like to play pistol-y, like they like the chamber pistol setup. Is there a way to like set up auto passing to loading the pistol? Now I'm just going to take 2 because unless they're going to pop Achilles Accelerator on turn like 1, like this is the end of their turn, and I'm okay with that. Ooh, Shrill, Spellblade. That's sad news, Bears. Yeah, I mean, we're just going to take the... take the 4 rune chance and making 3 on the back end. They are pitching to prevent it. Yep, the last rune chant dealt. And there's no on-hit effect here. I could be activating creepers and popping Ironweave, but I don't know. That feels like activating creepers here just like feels, I don't know, it feels like pretty extra because we have to pop Ironweave to make anything happen after that, and I'd rather just not do that. They chose not to boost here, so we can play play Command and Conquer, activate Spellbound Creepers, play Mauvrion Skies, play Revel, pitch Runeblood. Yeah. Or I could just block 4, or I could block 2. Play Runeblood Incantation and then just play Command and Conquer. That feels decent. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with what we're doing right here. This feels like a pretty decent turn. I know we're down 7 points, but I feel like you kind of have to like start to try and swing the game in your favor. Yeah, see, all the arcane damage hit there. Means the turn must be decent. It's like, and we'll get 2 cards here. Like, that is the one good thing, is that we know we'll get 2 cards here. Yeah, we'll just take 2 from pistol here. They'll give go again. That's fine. And then 6. So our turn right now looks like pitch a blue. I mean, we can pitch a blue. Yeah, I mean, it allows us to have a pretty big turn. Because we pitch Sift, play Runeblood Incantation, play Rune Flash, play Revel, and then we pitch the Spellblade Assault to come in with Thorn. I mean, I think this is fine. We want to go ahead and use the Ether Ironweave just to get points out of it. Four go again in a Rune Chant. Yep, and then we get to come in for 10 here, essentially. So, I mean, it's a pretty solid turn. Like, nothing to write home about, but it is a decent turn. Okay, so they did pitch a blue to stop some of the arcane. We'll take 3 here because we can Mauvrion Skies, Shrill of Skullform, into Rosetta Thorn afterwards. Like, this is honestly one of my my favorite 3-card hands in the game, with Viserai, because it just allows you to like come in for a solid amount here, and you get to block 3. Like, this is a good turn. It's like we make a rune chain on the back end, come in for 5 with the on hit effect. They pitch a card to block. They prevent 1. All right. I think we're just playing Sink Below to put Mordred on the bottom. I mean, they get the pistol once, so like it's like they only get to pistol me 1 time here, so I'm okay taking 2. The fact that our opponent's playing Overblast is interesting. We're going to put this here, put this on the bottom. So I could put Command and Conquer. I could Crown to put Command and Conquer on the bottom here to try and find a blue to have another really solid turn. I don't know. I think having Command and Conquer Arsenal Mauvrion Skies here is perfectly fine. Like, let's see here. We've only played 1 Shrill. Yeah, so I think it's definitely better to Arsenal the Mauvrion Skies. We want to make sure we have Go Again next turn. They decided to take the Arcane. Yep, and they just decided to have a 5-card hand here. Yeah, we're just going to Arsenal here. Alright, High Octane, 5-card hand's pretty good. We're probably going to be using Crown here. I mean, use a Crown to put Yellow Shrill on the bottom seems pretty good. I mean, is this Spark for 0? Yep. That's a really good play from our opponent here to we'll take 4, go to 13 here. Wow. Spark for 2 again. Interesting. I mean, it does allow them to just keep drawing cards. I think blocking for 3 is fine here, or is it? Because, okay, so the turn looks like play Sonata for 0. If we hit a blue, we get to Shrill. Yeah, we need to block 3 because it's not gonna be enough to really help us doing anything. At least from my point of view, it's not. like, that extra Shrill is probably not going to help us do anything. So we're going to start with Sonata for 0. Gosh, and we whiffed. Oof. That's not great. That is not great. All right, so we come in with a rune chant. We make a rune chant on the back end. So we're coming in for 7 here. The rune chants hit. Okay, so on hit, make 2 more rune chants. I mean, if they let this hit and go to 5, like, their best bet's probably just to throw 2 cards here and then block with the heart. Like, you're getting to stop all on hit effects that way. They're just deciding how they want to block. I was like, you don't need to keep your blues here. So I could activate Ironweave to come in for 2/2/1. I mean, I don't know if this is right, but I'm going to do it anyway. Get to put our opponent to 7 here. I don't know. 7's a lot less than 12. Have I seen a Gloomveil yet? No. Okay. I think I'm okay just taking 2 here, going to 9. I'd rather use the Sink Below for, like, good value, and I think I want to put the Shrill on the bottom. As weird as that sounds. Was a High Octane played this turn? They did play High Octane. Yeah, I don't know. This is really weird. This is like a really weird hand. I feel like I probably should not be just taking so much damage this turn. Oh, Dissolution Sphere is a good card. Alright, so what are we playing? So what I can do here is pitch blue, play Rattle Bones, get Command and Conquer. Yeah, I think that's our best play. Oh, does that say get a target Runeblade? Well, I guess we're just going to get Spellblade Assault here. attack for 4 and then make some Rune Chants on the back end. They can block with a card here and take nothing. And then we're just going to Arsenal here, like... yeah, we're just going to go to 5 here. Like, High-Speed Impact's not really a card that scares me. Revel and Runeblood is a great card here, but I mean, with them having... So we can play... We can play Become the Arknight, pitching a Sift, or pitching Revel and Runeblood, I guess. Pitching Revel and Runeblood. Let's go ahead and sink below the Revel here to see what happens. See what we can find. Okay, let's think about this. We block Sift. Like, that late Dissolution Sphere was really good for our opponent here. I didn't realize they boosted that many times, honestly. Yeah, we're just going to block 8. Like, go to 3 here, and hope we can hold out this turn. Sink below will probably help. We can put the Read the Runes on the bottom. Hopefully their turn is a little awkward. Saving up 12K more so I can challenge you? Yeah, because you need the 12K to do that. Oh, Lord. Don't really know what our opponent's like in the tank here about. There might be some lag happening where our opponent's like trying to boost and they can't. That kind of stuff does happen. I'm going to pass on blocking and go to sink below. We're going to sink below the Read the Runes here. Not only does it not block 3, but it's just not good here. How many sink belows have we seen? So this is all 3 here. Stacking up Rune Chants. So we can try to get through in 1 turn. Lead to Charge does not block any better. Dash is annoying on Talishar since you always have to pass for the instant. Yeah, it does suck a little bit. I mean, they load the pistol, load the chamber. We will block 2. Is it crazy to think that I could fatigue dash from where we're at in the game? Like, could that happen with me being at 3 and no equipment bots left in the deck? I mean, they're going to do this and then load the chamber, and then they're going to come in for 2. No, they're just going to pass. I mean, the fact that they're just going to pass is fine. Like, we're just going to come in for 2 and 2 here. My opponent's probably just going to go to... I mean, our opponent's only got 10 cards left in their deck. Like, and if they have to boost multiple times, we might just be able to get them here. I don't know. I haven't seen... Like, they have... I don't know how many payloads they're playing. Like, I don't know. Like, their list is all over the place. At least from what's been doing well lately. So I have no idea what our opponent could be playing. Whew. That's a good one. This is a card that gets 2 cards out. Our opponent might get us right here. I actually played against a Viserai the other day who tried to fatigue me. It was pretty odd. Like, when I was playing Dash, they tried to fatigue me. Well, they tried to fatigue me for like 5 turns, and then they started playing offense, and then they just lost. Yeah, we'll block here. Hopefully they don't have like a red 0 to 60 in their hand. We go to 1 here off the pistol. Alright, that's cool. We weren't just not going to be able to, like, why did they not load the chamber there? We're just really not going to be able to keep any cards in our hand the rest of the game in hopes that we can try and fatigue our opponent. Oh, they had Accelerator? Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention, which is hilarious because I've done that to people so many times. So the Dash versus Viserai matchup, I've played it a truckload of times from the Dash side, but never from the Viserai side, and I ended up losing. There was nothing I could do in my power to control how I lost at the end of the game, anyways, what I'm referring to. I lost an Accelerator. I didn't realize I still had the Accelerator, but I did lose to it. I have to say I was surprised that I lost to it. I feel like Viserai just has an overall higher power level. Now, I say that as someone who has beaten Viserai like a lot of times with Dash. The Dissolution Sphere that they had was backbreaking, honestly. Like, that was kind of the nail in the coffin. That was a really good card and set them up to protect them for like 2 turns. And that card just had so much value. Like, in it, I felt like I was getting payback for all the times I've won with the Dissolution Sphere. So, really good play by my opponent, and it was a really good game. Took a long time, but it was a good game. Good game. We lost the mirror because our opponent just kind of like went off at the end there. We're gonna go first here. Our opponent came in like we had our like 23, 24 point turn earlier in the game, and they had theirs like on the last turn of the game. And we just lost. Like, they were just far enough ahead. If we had been 2 life higher, we could have survived at 1, but oh well. Then we beat a Rhinar, and then we just lost to Dash. So we want Crown, we want Tunic, Quail Hand, and let's see here. We want Read the Runes and Arknight Shard, because we're going first. Don't really want Command and Conquer or Erase Face. This seems like a decent turn. Be a good turn to have a Grasp of the Arknight. We're going first. Icelander. Let's just go ahead and pitch into Sonata and just see what happens. We're going to make a couple of rune chants right here. Rather keep the Mauvrion Skies in our hand because we can arsenal that and be in a pretty decent spot. Well, at least we hit something. We'll take the Shrill. Deals 1 arcane. Let's see how they react here. They pitch Oasis Respite. All right. I'm not gonna lie. Part of me kind of wants to come in with the Shrill here. I think I'm going to, because I think we're going to be able to leak damage, and we get to keep and we get to keep 2 rune chants on the back end. I mean, those are all cards I'm happy to see out of the deck, so. We pushed through 2 damage, and we got to keep 2 rune chants. I would consider that a W. Ho ho, this hand is awkward. Ether Hell deals 4 damage. It's the Waning Moon that we're having to play around right now. We'll prevent the 1. And then I will prevent 2. Shrill Spellblade Assault. And then we'll just come in with Spellblade Assault here. We get to come in with 2 rune chants, and we get to make 2 on the back end, so because of Spellblade Assault, so I feel pretty okay with that. No, I will not pay 1 for that. Play Cold Snap, pitching Amulet Device. Then they prevent the 2 rune chants. And then if they decide to come in with like Waning Moon or something, we have 1 to prevent, so. This honestly feels like about how last game started when we played against Icelander earlier today. We had like a very slow start. I have no idea what my opponent's doing here. Oh, they wanted to activate that. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense. We got Tunic coming up next turn, so that will help. Man, is this just like Icelander aggro? So the question is, I think I'm just gonna take all of this and try to have a big turn this turn. Hopefully they don't have like a hypothermia or something like that. That would be really bad for us. Yep. Deals 4. They're now up 4 points, which really means we're down 8 points. And they still have a card arsenal here. It feels pretty good for them. Definitely paying 0 into the Sonata. So let's see. I'm going to need it to play around the Frostbite, so I'm going to go ahead and activate Tunic here in response to them trying to give us a Frostbite. And I'm not going to pay. I have no arsenal here, so paying is irrelevant. Hopefully Sonata doesn't whiff. Would be like the 3rd time today that I've whiffed on Sonata, if I do. Which I feel like it's kind of justice for all the times that I've been playing against somebody and they've whiffed on like a putting resources into this Sonata, not just like a blank Sonata. I'm going to take the blue here. I would rather have the extra blue. So I could do that, but I think Revel is better. And we can arsenal that. No, we can't. I guess we could. No, we can't. So I'm going to have one left over paying for the Frostbite. Make a Rune Chant off Viserai on the back end. Come in with the 2 Rune Chants that we had. The second one did deal 1. And then we're coming in for 7 here. No on-hit effects, just a vanilla 7. I've already taken arcane damage, so we know we're going to keep our Spellbound Creepers. Not that I was really worried about that from the beginning, if you want the truth, but Sink Below is good. Okay, our opponent managed to cover up our 7. Activate Creepers. And since we played Sonata at the end of the turn, we have met Revel and Runeblood's criteria in order to play it. Play Revel. So we go up to 2, then we'll go up to 6. And then we will pitch to become the Arknight to come in for Rosetta Thorn, 2, 2, and 6. Stormstriders. Popping Stormstriders here is really interesting, where they want to like put a Channel Lake Frigid into play. I mean, Channel Lake Frigid would be really cool, but not good enough. Okay, they decided against doing that. I mean, that's fair. Okay, so they are going to pitch that. Pitching Channel Lake Frigid to play Ice Eternal for 1, which gives us a Frostbite, and they don't fuse, so... Okay, I mean, I guess I understand what they were trying to accomplish there, but it's just not enough considering we had a blue. I guess they were taking a chance that we had a red, and they could stop our 6 Rune Chants because Revel blows them up if they don't. Like, at the end of the turn, you lose all Rune Chants. So, and they conceded. So, we drew Icelander again, and we played a game against Icelander that we were losing. Like, it was like 32-29, and we were losing, which means we were down quite a bit. Now, they had a really weird turn at the end of the game that I think they kind of misplayed, and they just decided to concede that they were tired of playing or something. They used their Stormstriders and tried to shut our turn down, and the only reason that I could think of is that they were hoping we had a red in hand and that we wouldn't be able to use our 6 Rune Chants, or we wouldn't be able to Rosetta Thorn them there. And then when we had a blue, I think they just kind of scooped it up, honestly. So it was a little bit of a weird game, but, you know, I'm happy to get the win regardless, you know, whether it's a misplay or not. Misplays happen, you know, in big tournaments too. People say you can't count those kind of games, but I always tell people you should count those games because you were playing a good game and then somebody made a misplay that lets you win the game. That will happen to you from time to time, and then you'll be on the other side of that too. So there's a lot to take in with that and some different varying opinions. Viserai as a whole was awesome. 4-2 record. I feel like the 2 losses were probably, you know, to my lack of experience and just not being like the best Viserai pilot in the world. But I had a ton of fun playing the deck. Deck is super high power level. It has a higher variance than I'm used to because Dash is very low variance. But I did really enjoy it, and I enjoyed, you know, just kind of rune chanting people. Attacking people on another axis is really good and adds a whole other... it gives you a whole other like plan of attack to go into people, and a lot of rune chance is tough to deal with. So I really enjoyed it. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I appreciate you watching it and stopping by. And if there's any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. And if not, I'll see you next time. See you guys.